Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, please subscribe. I'd really love that. If you're returning, how you doing? We have quite a few things to talk about, okay, and the first thing is California. Unfortunately, the people who are running California won't stop stealing Californians' money. $14 million has gone missing. How, I don't know, but the mayor's home and also City Hall is being raided in Huntington Park. Huntington, California City Hall and the mayor's home have been raided in $14 million public funds probe, a corruption probe. And City Hall, as well as a couple of the residents from city officials, have been raided under suspicion of corruption. Now, is Newsom a part of this? I don't think so. But this is what is being called as Operation Dirty Pond. In addition to City Hall, authorities raided 10 other locations. Some of the other places include the homes of Huntington Park Mayor Karina Macias, and that's Macias, the city manager, construction group officials, and a city council member. And the investigation began back in 2022 after taxpayer dollars were allocated to build a new aquatic center in the heart of Huntington Park. Despite a $24 million investment, the site remains a dirt plot several years later. And officials said that they have spent $14 million on the project. Well, you were given $24 million. You said you spent 14. Where did the $14 million go?
Along. In Sky 5 from Rich Prickett. Send it back to you.
All right, thank you, Rich.
So, Marco Rubio, he's from here in Florida. He just dunked George Stephanopoulos so hard that even the fake news crowd took a pause. And their TDS literally went, ah. If Rubio was a Democrat, the Nobel Peace Prize would already be in the mail. Meanwhile, 47 is out here negotiating world peace like a boss within his first 100 days. Yeah.
Let me tell you. All right. So do you know what the United Nations resolution was? I'll tell you if you want to hear what it was. It basically said this has been a horrible war. It's time for it to end. The job of the UN is to bring about peace in the world. I thought that's what the UN was created to do, to stop wars and to prevent them. And that's what the resolution did. Was it antagonistic towards the Russians? No. Back to the point. But it also didn't praise the Russians. All it said is, this is a bad war. It needs to end. And by the way, at the Security Council, which has not been widely reported, the first resolution on Ukraine that has passed the Security Council in 3 years, passed this week because of the leadership of President Trump, and it's a resolution that says, bad war needs to end, let's bring the two sides together. That's what the resolution is. Again, what is the United Nations for? Isn't it not a forum to promote peace in the world? And shouldn't we all be happy that we have a president who's trying to stop wars and prevent them instead of start them? And I just don't get it. I really don't, other than the fact that it's Donald J. Trump. If this was a Democrat that was doing this, everyone would be saying, well, he's on his way to the Nobel Peace Prize. This is absurd. We are trying to end a war. You cannot end a war unless both sides come to the table, starting with the Russians. And that is the point the president has made. And we have to do whatever we can to try to bring them to the table to see if it's even possible. I'm not promising you it's possible. I'm not telling you it's 90% likely. I'm saying it's 0% likely if we don't get them to a negotiating table. And the sooner everyone grows up around here and figures out that this is a bad war that's heading in a bad direction with death and destruction and all kinds of dangers surrounding it that could spiral into a broader conflict, the sooner people grow up and realize that, I think the more progress we're going to be able to make. But the president's crystal clear. He campaigned on it, and he's going to govern on it. And that is, he is going to be a president that tries to achieve peace. And he has been very clear, this is a war that would have never happened had Donald Trump been in the White House, and it needs to end, and we're going to do everything we can to end it in an enduring and sustainable and fair way.
So the American dream continues to be destroyed, unfortunately. And this needs to be stopped. There are so many of us, especially the younger generation, that are trying their darndest to become homeowners, to start their families. And it's getting harder and harder every day. A brand new development project that is in Claremont, Florida. And Claremont, from where I am, is about an hour and a half east. Okay, and there's 145 homes that are going up, and you would think, great, 145 homes to be sold. No, they're for rental properties only. That's a smack in the face. Why are they building for rentals only?
I just want you to see this real quick because this is real life. This is in person. These homes won't be sold. They are only for rent. So this morning I stopped by where they're breaking ground in Claremont for 145 rental homes owned by American Homes for Rent. In that shot, I was standing right here. This is the road you saw being developed, the infrastructure for all these homes to be built. And just because this stuff is showing up now doesn't mean it hasn't been planned. That's why we've been talking about it since 2022 on this channel. Because the Las Vegas-based home builder bought this land for $9.4 million back in 2021. You're gonna set it up just like apartments, but for single-family homes. American Homes for Rent and others are very active in the Orlando market, the Tampa market, and the Jacksonville market specifically. And overall, just American Homes for Rent, they manage about 60,000 rental homes. And lately, the pivot and the shift you've heard is they're selling these single houses in random neighborhoods spread around that they purchased at a loss. And let's just be clear, they don't always take a loss. You only hear about the losses, but understand that it's to fund projects like this. What you saw behind me and what you're about to see again, it's not just something we talk about, it's real.
So this came in from a community member, and he said, if everyone hasn't figured it out yet, what happened with Zelensky, and then the next stop to the UK just exposed how the war of 1776 was conducted. We didn't win, we were purchased. He said, I've sent you the fragments and the rabbit holes. Oh yes, you did. And I went down every single one of them. The Rothschilds, the banking systems, the 1913 tax system implementation. All of it stems back to the Parliament. You don't have to believe me because it is unfolding right in front of you. Here's two more, and I will dig more into these two as well for you. Magic 12 and the 5 Eyes. German scientist, taken, not given freedom. Beads for New York from the Indians. Taxes from the people for a country. Now you know why the Vatican had a Grim Reaper in the background. Look at Hoppy Prophecy Rock and compare with today's events. You got it. So those will be upcoming videos for you guys, okay? And now I leave you with a video that was sent in by a community member. Ciao.
Go from New York to Brazil, Buenos Aires, and then Antarctica without ever coming up to the surface for air. And you can do it all at way more than 1,000 miles an hour on magnetic levitation trains, otherwise called maglev. One thing he told me, he went from Virginia to Los Angeles in 45 minutes. Do the math, 3,000 miles an hour. Most people don't even believe that there's a tunnel network. There are tens Now, there are hundreds of thousands of miles of tunnel systems.